What is up, New World? Just Game Master Coaching here, coming out with another New World guide for you guys. Today I want to talk about armor crafting. If you guys have checked out my other armor crafting video, 0 to 100, I had you making helmets. That'll get you all the way to 150. So on this video, I want to talk to you guys about what I found out while I was doing that, because whenever I hit 150, it started to slow down a bit. So I started to do some research about it that I wanted to share with you guys. What to craft and how to adapt to your market in your specific world. Some of the struggles that I went through while I was going through this process that I wanted to share with you guys, and then what steps to take to get to 600 plus gear score. We'll be crafting infused silk gloves. The reason why I switched from helmets to infused silk gloves is because the main resource that you use is less. If you can find something that is less in the top resource but uses more of the other resources, it's going to speed this up. So during my research, this is what I ended up finding. This sped up my leveling process massively. And to right now, with the rise of people doing dungeons, get into those dungeons as much as you possibly can. It's going to help you out massively with your armor crafting, because right now infused leather gloves, if you look at the XP here, it's 4,536. Go down and make the Garden of Genesis or the Lazarus armor pieces, the armor gloves, and it uses sticky vines and spectral dust, which is that's from Lazarus and Jinn as well. If you look at the XP, it's like double the XP just from getting these extra resources. So while you're going and you're pumping out and getting your expertise upgrades from these dungeons, you're going to get these drops. And then these drops, if you have friends in your company, do to ask them for these things. If you're trying to get up your armor crafting for your company or for yourself, and let them know that's what you're doing and you want to be able to make armor for other people or whatever. But this is going to give you double the XP for just being like you're already doing dungeons. So this is going to give you a huge added bonus to be able to level this up twice as fast. Now that I figured out that I need to make gloves, I started to look into it, because the fluctuation in the market between silk and leather started to go back and forth. People would buy out all the silk, so then it would skyrocket in price, and then it would do the same thing back and forth between that and leather. So leather would be on the top and then are the most expensive, and then silk would be the most expensive, and it would go like that for days. So what I ended up doing was I ended up looking at the prices of infused leather, and then I would look at the price of infused silk on a constant daily basis while I was doing this. So if I ended up getting more of one or the other, I would sell the opposite one and then I would buy out the other one. So if silk was cheaper, I would sell my infused leather and then I would buy infused silk, and then that way I would be making enough money to continuously make more and more of this stuff. And then I would go into the market, and because I was collecting wire weave and I was collecting ironhide, I was getting the legendary mats from those because of luck. So I would look at the market on those as well, and then I would start selling those if those were actually up in price, to actually give me the ability to have the money to buy these cheaper resources to continuously pump out stuff to be able to max out my armor crafting. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is, whenever you're doing dungeons and you're using your umbral shards through this process, if you make armor, try to get armor that is 590. And then once you get 590 armor, and try to get stat specific. So if you're a mage, get int in that armor. If you're a tank, get strength or constitution in that armor, and then dex or whatever, but get your main attribute up and have your main attribute on those armor pieces. And then you're not going to have perfect armor at the start of it, so just use your umbral shards to get a armor set up to 625, so that way you can start going through these dungeons, all the mutated dungeons, and it'll give you access to getting more and more umbral shards, because the higher up in the dungeon tier that you go, the more umbral shards you get. So I wanted to leave that with you guys so that you have something to look forward to. That's going to be my tips on armor crafting. I hope this helps you guys massively. If you guys have any questions about gear score, expertise, or anything like that, hit me up in the comments. I'm super excited to share some of the stuff with you. I'm going to be coming out with some new videos on expertise, getting your gear score up to 625 so you can start doing mutated dungeons. If you found this video helpful, smack that like button, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe so you get notified as soon as that comes out, and I will catch you guys on the next video.